What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Hoser Garage.
I'm Aubrey.
I'm Cam.
And today we got a lot going on.
Today I'm going to be working on the engine bay, trying to get most of the seam sealer off, possibly get some stuff welded.
I'm going to be finishing up the other 3 rims, cleaned up, curb rash gone, and painted. While I'm doing all that, I'm also getting an Audi fixed up and ready for sale. So I bought this car for my wife about 6 months ago. I mean, it's been good for 6-ish months, but she's ready to move on to something new. As you can see, it's in pretty rough shape. We bought it that way, but I got a couple parts to make it look a little bit better, so when I resell it, it attracts more attention.
Okay, Aubrey's giving a good old shine to these 3 other wheels before he starts refinishing them to make them look like the other one. In the meantime, I'm gonna set you guys up on the tripod, get a little time lapse of me finishing the seam sealer, and then after that it's gonna be starting to cut some metal.
Alright, just a quick update. Cam's been just going over all the seams with metal brush on a drill. He's just we found it was a little easier to get into all the little crevices. We're still having a little bit of a problem in here because it's just really tight.
Super tight right up in here.
But we're gonna make do. He's also gone and done this. I don't know if everybody else cleans that up, but we're here and we're doing it, so we're gonna do that too. He did a really good job. I think he's still got that corner just to go. Yep. And while he's been doing that, I got the other 3 wheels washed and puttied. I'm going to be bringing them into the shade because it's a scorcher out here today. And I'm just going to wet sand them all down, all 3. I might have to wash this one again because it looks like at some point an axle boot ripped and the inside was just covered in grease. And yeah, that was just not fun. And then with the Audi, this is the progress we've made. So the front bumper and both fenders were off. This is the new fender. It's just put into place, but that's what it's gonna look like. Well, kinda. It's gonna be all lined up properly and bolted in. Yeah, so that's what we've been doing today. The Audi's got lots of problems. It's leaking really bad, like Audis do. I'm pretty sure it's all coming from the valve cover though. So I've ordered parts for that. I'm gonna fix the valve cover gasket, give the engine bay a shampoo, and I'm gonna drive it for a couple days and see if I notice any more leaks. Sorry, a big diesel truck just went by. And if I do notice more leaks, I'll find out where they're from, fix that, and then put this up for sale. You're wondering why I'm fixing a car for sale. Well, I don't like selling. So yeah, let's get to it. Wet sand round 1. As you can see, all that body filler we built up basically gets sanded down. So it's just in the crevices. Still got a little bit more to apply. But yeah. Wet sand round 1. Now we got 2 more wheels to do, wash them and go again. If you've stuck with us this far, just know we really appreciate you. I know this isn't the most exciting part of the build, but it's a necessity.
Yeah.
But we do have a kind of a little surprise for you. Can't tell you this week, but there's a reason that Audi's going up for sale. So stick with us because it can be kind of exciting.
Any of you guys tired of hearing about seam sealer? Me too. So I'm done with seam sealer. Right now though, we're working at doing some plates that we're gonna be welding in. So what I've done already is I've mocked up this plate that's gonna go in here. Just basically, you're gonna wanna put a piece of cardboard in here and just slowly start cutting away the cardboard until it makes a nice fit. Ended up having to add a little bit on the edge here. And the final product's still gonna be a little bit different than this, but at least we've got a rough idea of what it's gonna be. So just have to transfer this onto a piece of metal, cut it out, and we're done. So I'm just going around everywhere else and seeing what else I need to do. Probably gonna do one for where the harness came through that. Another one for where the harness came through for that. Other than that, probably one for there and one for there. Maybe I'll keep this one because this one might be where I'm pulling out the harness, because something has to attach to the engine harness. We'll figure it out. Okay, to catch you guys up on what I've been doing, so you saw that I finished this side, just the outline of it, but I also finished this side as well. So it fits nice and snug in there. Once it's cut out with metal and then welded in, we can just grind down whatever looks messy and then Bondo over it. And that'll just clean up this whole spot. I actually mounted the Hassport mount on here, and we were gonna cut out a little spot for the Hassport mount to fit in, but what I noticed is Hassport must have equated for people doing engine bay shaves because there's a little tiny space in between. So it's big enough that we could fit a sheet of sheet metal on top of here and still be able to mount it up nice, because the sheet metal is not really that thick at all. There's that little gap, so typically I believe it would just sandwich it together, but we'll be able to make it happen with the sheet metal. So next thing is we're gonna make another one for this. We haven't decided whether, oh, Aubrey just reminded me, on some models there might be this little bracket underneath right there. That will prevent you from being able to put the Hassport mount on. Fits on here like so, and basically it comes into contact with the Hassport mount right here. And I was looking on YouTube and nobody really had to deal with this. I've never seen anybody have to deal with this specific bracket, but I did. So I just drilled out the spot welds, hammered it off. It's a thicker gauge of sheet metal, so it was a little bit harder, but got it off and now everything works. These are okay, guys, we are done for the day. So basically, since the last video that I recorded here, or the last recording, I actually went through and I wet sanded pretty much everything except for the firewall, because I'm hoping by the next time we're working on this I'll have the conversion kit and I'll see exactly what needs to come through the firewall, because we're doing a battery relocate, so I don't have to worry about the battery. The fuse box is also going inside, so don't have to worry about any of that. It's just going to be the one connector that comes out of the firewall into the engine harness, and that's it, because all the headlight wiring is going to come out the side on either side, and then every other hole is going to be filled in. Just have to leave the 2 holes, one for the booster, one for the clutch master. That's it. Every single other hole can get filled, and then bonded. Next episode, we're going to start out with welding some of these plates in, welding all these extra holes, and then hopefully start laying some Bondo. One thing we're going to do when we get here first though is we have to do a cleanup of this whole garage because it is just a pigsty. There's a little teaser for you guys. Anybody just comment down below if you know what that is. We're gonna go outside, see what Aubrey's been up to. Aubrey, what have you been up to?
Getting sunburnt, really.
Pretty much. He's been in the sun all day and just working on these wheels. I think we've decided that we're gonna probably be redoing a couple of these when we get here next time.
Yeah, and clear coating them. They're not clear coated.
They're not clear coated yet, but there's a couple spots where maybe the tape was put on a little too early, but that's okay. Should be easy enough, but these are already looking pretty good. It's kind of like polishing a turd. These are just temporary rims until I can get a set myself. So they're gonna do fine for now. And then we'll take it over to the Audi. If you remember in the clip before, there's a bunch of dents in these fenders. So he replaced these. We just gotta double-sided tape the other little molding onto this side and the other side. We do have a new hood that's gonna go on, so don't mind all the clear coat coming off of that hood. And then same thing over on these sides. This one was the worst out of it, wasn't it?
Yeah,
this side
had a huge dent and was rusty all throughout.
Yeah, so got that on. It is a little bit of a different color, but it should be a-okay. Yeah, we'll get some double-sided 3M tape because you're gonna have to do it on the moldings anyway. But this thing's almost ready to go up for sale. Like I said, that was about it for us today.
Yeah, it's a little bit too hot and it's getting pretty late.
So anyway, see you next time, hosers.
Peace out.
Peace out.